Yes. It's a favourite time of the week for all our wrestling fans. It's friends that talk a bit of smack about wrestling. What are we called again, Keane? I can't remember.
We are called the Smacktalking Amigos, episode 10.
Episode 10.
We're into double figures.
It's double figures, give me 5. Excellent work. Smacktalking Amigos, 10th week of talking smack about wrestling and telling you about what's gone on during the week. We're coming to you live today from...
At the venue in Bournemouth, unfortunately.
We were, of course, live last week from Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
Today, not so much.
No, not so much today.
So,
talking about Madison Square Garden, before we get onto the wrestling, I'd like to bring up my boy Conor McGregor. And what an achievement. 2-time double weight division champion, the lightweight and featherweight champion of the world.
Now my only reservation is the way that he acted after it in his interview. But you like that. You like that bit of arrogance.
I like that bit of arrogance, cockiness when you're that good, you just don't give a fook.
And as he is that good, could we see him in the WWE? That is a rumour this week. I mean, Conor's always going to have rumours. It's him fighting Mayweather, it's him being in WWE. What's he going to be?
This is interesting because in his post-conference, he said he was going to be a daddy in March. So congratulations, Conor
Congratulations.
McGregor. Well done, D. Devlin as well, his partner. And he also said that the UFC isn't the environment to bring up a baby. So I think off that he's going to retire. I'd like him to fight one more match, possibly Nate Diaz at 209.
And that'll be, is that the second Diaz he fights, or is that the third match of the
third Diaz, the trilogy for hopefully the lightweight title.
And then will he have 3? Or is it no, he has the lightweight at the moment. Excuse my ignorance about UFC, this is a wrestling podcast, you know how I'm not so good with that.
But Triple H was ringside at UFC 205 and he went into Conor McGregor's dressing room afterwards.
Well, for me, to see Conor McGregor in the WWE would be interesting. Very, very interesting.
It will be. I've said to you before, I think the whole work that he did leading up to 202 was a work. I think it was a work in progress. I think
his whole style, his smash talk style, is a sort of work compared to the other UFC fighters, and it's what's got him over.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, he knows what's got him over. He although he can back it up, he's not as dominant as a Brock Lesnar.
No.
He's very dominant in his video, but he's not as dominant as a Brock Lesnar. So he's backed it up by being a very good fighter, but also being able to sell. And he can sell out any arena.
Yeah, and I think that's what Vince McMahon would look at more. Not the fact that he's a tremendous talent and he could win multiple titles in the WWE, just his work ethic alone. But he will be able to sell out Raw, sell out SmackDown, sell out all the pay-per-views.
Yeah, I think if he was going to be bought in...
Just him alone, he could probably sell out WrestleMania.
Well, to be bought in for WrestleMania would be huge because they'll do something special this year, and that could be Conor McGregor or Ronda Rousey, or both.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey is
UFC
being
invasion
touted at being WrestleMania 34 because... No, 33, sorry. Because Stephanie wants her.
And you'll be there.
Yeah.
You'll be there at WrestleMania, as you tell me.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
To my disappointment, I won't be there.
Yeah.
So, let's talk Raw this week.
So, I thought Raw was excellent this week.
I did as well.
And the game of SmackDown, I thought it was excellent this week.
For me, the perfect lead-ups to Survivor Series. I wish we would have seen this this sort of lead-up a little bit earlier, a couple of weeks earlier. I would have liked to have seen them build it a little bit more.
Yeah, I would have,
But, I mean, let's talk Raw and let's talk first things first about the team came together this week. Seriously came together this week.
Yeah, they did. It was surprising. Stephanie came out and said because there's animosity, KO will team with Roman against Cesaro and Sheamus. And they had a little bit of a spat midway through, but they worked things out and they won. Roman speared Sheamus and dragged Kevin over his shoulder, so that was nice touch.
I thought it was a nice touch to see that, and I thought it was nice to see him, although there was that bit of a spat, for them to be able to come together was very important, because we said last week the Raw brand was a brand that we weren't sure would be able to coexist. However, this week it looked a bit more like the SmackDown brand that wouldn't be able to coexist.
Yes.
And then we had the other three, Braun, Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, against the New
It's a new
Day.
day.
How dominant was Strowman in that match?
Absolutely.
But again, they came together.
For me, as we said it, you know, when we first started the podcast 10 weeks ago, when Strowman, we said, where's his next competition coming from? He looks like a dominant big man now.
Yeah, he does. And I think it showed because he just tossed people around the ring when SmackDown came out. I like Chris Jericho's "What is that?" to James Ellsworth.
Yeah.
I like that. But Braun Strowman is dominant, and they teased it last week, but they actually did it this week. We saw the double powerbomb.
Yeah.
Shall we say, not triple powerbomb.
The double powerbomb now, over the ropes.
Yeah, over the ropes.
But before we saw that, we saw a little bit of a face-off between the SmackDown superstars and the Raw superstars. The first time we've seen that since the brand split.
Yeah, it was.
My favourite bit of that face-off, apart from Dean Ambrose not saying anything and starting the fight off, was Bray turning around to Braun and saying, "I made you."
Yeah, and I will destroy
You.
the monster I created. Yeah, that was good.
It was a great episode of Raw, particularly from our main event stars. I thought.
Yeah.
The women's match is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, the women's are going to be fantastic. We didn't see so much of the women on Raw, but we did on SmackDown.
Yeah.
That was interesting. And the tag team.
The tag teams is going to be good, but the division that I was really interested in this week, actually, other than the world title, was the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
Because I think they furthered that storyline a bit more. Brian Kendrick, I think, will hold on to the title. I think he'll hold on to the title at Survivor Series. Obviously, we'll be doing our predictions a little bit later.
1 minute. Keep on talking.
Okay. Brian Kendrick, I think, will hold on to the title at Survivor Series. But it was interesting. Thank you. My predictions championship. I felt naked without this. But the nice thing that we saw on Raw was the cruiserweight division sort of all ganging up against Kendrick and saying, well, you know, we deserve a shot. We deserve a shot. I deserve my rematch. Sin Cara, obviously, you know, we saw him, and it's going to be interesting to see Kalisto fight against Brian Kendrick. So I think Kalisto's been a bit wasted so far on SmackDown.
I think you just have to go back to his US title run when Del Rio won it off Cena back in Hell in a Cell. Though, like the World Championship, at that time it was just going back and forth. Kalisto would win on Raw, then
Del Rio would win, and then Ryback would win.
You need to make it prestige. It's not prestige yet, and I will come on to it when we make our predictions, but you can't let it go changing over and over again.
Well, I mean, I just want to, going away from Raw for 1 second, we've got to give a big congratulations to TNA, who are going to be staying in business.
Yes.
But more so for their champion, who I think could be a huge part of the cruiserweight division, Eddie Edwards.
Yes.
Who is the TNA World Champion at the moment. Someone they could bring into that cruiserweight division in the future. But more importantly, we want to say to TNA,
well done. Well done. You are staying in business. Hopefully, you'll make it more interesting if you don't do 4-week predictions ahead.
Yeah.
Of schedule.
Yeah. Even if you do it on the day or 2 weeks. I mean, 2 weeks you could probably just about part with.
Yeah, but
We don't want to see a pay-per-view, a house show, a TV show which is going to take place after a pay-per-view, because then we see the results that are on the pay-per-view, and it ruins it for everybody. So we can predict those results. So we had the cruiserweights. The tag team division is going to be a great match.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, the Raw tag teams lost this week against the male superstars. Again, Gallows and Anderson are a bit.
Yeah,
I don't care.
No, for me the weakest part of the team is Gallows and Anderson. As I said to you for a number of weeks, let them be there and let them not do any talking. Let them have a manager. Let them have AJ, who was the best part of Gallows and Anderson. When they're on their own, they're just. What did Enzo call them? Dr. Evil and Mini-Me.
Yeah.
That's what they look like. They've got no. they could be so great.
They could be great.
And I think in New Japan Pro Wrestling,
they were dominant because they had the stable, the club. So I think you needed to have all three stay on one show or move to SmackDown. I don't think you could have pushed AJ to SmackDown.
No, and you know, there is always the opportunity. If they were to sort of not get over, bless you. If they were to sort of continue not getting over, we do have Finn Balor coming back, who was a huge member of the club back in NJPW.
Yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yes, well done.
Correct, thank you. I was trying to get my what's that was acronym right. Yeah. How was it?
Yeah, very
good. Thank you. Okay, so I think Raw in total was very good.
And the main segment that I was looking forward to the most was
I think we forget the face-off between the Beast.
The Beast and the man he ain't conquered yet.
How great did Lesnar look? Okay, not Lesnar. How great did Goldberg look when we finally he tore off his shirt?
He looks in unbelievable
and he looks
shape.
in unbelievable
For
shape.
50 years old, we were talking about we didn't think that he'd be able to be the same size, but I think he looked in better shape than he's ever done.
I saw him against Brock, and you know, it's the first time we've seen either of them shirtless for a while.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I thought to myself, shit, Goldberg is not much smaller than Brock Lesnar.
It's going to be a fantastic match. I would have liked to have seen them have a bit of a face-off more.
I agree. I think I would have liked to see them have the face-off. The other thing I would have liked to have seen is a couple of weeks of face-off. Maybe maybe the week before was what we saw this week, and then next week we see one of them go through a table.
Because I fully expected Brock to just go and batter him after he speared Heyman in half.
Yeah.
But going on to Heyman, I haven't liked his promos since it's been announced Goldberg is facing Brock, because I think he's trying too hard to get Goldberg over. And
I don't think he needs to, because I think Goldberg, apart from that, he's over because of what he did in the past. Naturally now, and this is an interesting thing, naturally now he's starting to get more over.
Yeah.
With the fans, especially this week, I heard there were huge Goldberg chants. Now, the interesting thing about that is that we've spoken about Goldberg potentially staying in the WWE for longer after Survivor Series, with his heat being on him and being so loved with the crowd.
Yeah.
You could realistically see that happening.
Yeah, you could. You could potentially see a man return for another title run.
And take it off Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Setting up for Brock Lesnar, Goldberg 3.
At WrestleMania, or Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, KO at Royal Rumble.
Oh, if only.
If only.
And Jericho.
And Jericho, if only that would happen, then I don't think I could contain my excitement.
No, I couldn't. I think, anytime, I think Jericho would basically, I think he might cry if he was in the ring with Goldberg and Lesnar, to be honest with you.
And Owens.
And Owens as well. So, Raw, for me, was, as we said, the best Raw we've seen in a while. SmackDown.
Yeah. SmackDown.
Again
was superb. They opened the night with a fantastic match between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, unfortunately, dropping the title.
Now, what did you think about this? Because this was the first thing that I looked at, obviously, it being on SmackDown first, but it's the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about on SmackDown. Dolph fought for ages to get his title.
Yeah.
Hasn't really done much with it since he's got it, apart from saying that he's going to defend it against Sami Zayn and saying he's going to beat Sami Zayn.
Yeah, this is the point that I wanted to bring up, because now you're seeing how thin the divisions really are. No championship has had a proper interesting feud since the brand split. Maybe the Universal title building up to Rollins, Balor was the best one, and maybe some of Rollins, Owens, but no title has really taken off.
We saw Rusev and Reigns trying to ignite their title, but as we said, it didn't really kick off for us.
No.
The problem is with this one with Ziggler, and this is a problem throughout his whole career. I don't think WWE trusted him to hold that title for a long time, and it's a shame because
I don't think WWE trust him to hold a title.
Period.
And And that's just unfortunate. He's a fantastic talent, but we've alluded on it before. Unfortunately, maybe he might have to go down to NXT or TNA.
Either that or be the guy that just goes there to do great matches. Be like a Shawn Michaels role, because that's a role I think he could fulfill. And Shawn never had to have a title.
Because he has fantastic matches.
Oh, could tip with anybody.
Yeah.
With anybody. And the match with Miz was great. Miz sticking in that figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah.
He does very well
Yeah,
now.
he does.
The Spirit Squad obviously came out,
Yeah.
Maurice obviously came out, and Miz ended up winning by a small package.
Yeah.
So with Maurice helping him turn Dolph Ziggler over.
Yes.
What a shame to see Ziggler drop his title. I would have liked to have seen him versus Zayn a lot.
Yes.
But now we're going to see The Miz versus Zayn.
Without any disrespect to Ziggler, I think The Miz versus Zayn will be a better matchup than Ziggler versus Zayn. I think Miz versus Zayn could potentially be match of the night.
Listen, Ziggler versus Zayn is a match that they would put on in order to say this is just a match.
Yeah.
To elevate the Intercontinental title like The Miz was able to do, it should be The Miz versus Zayn.
Yeah, it should.
And I imagine that The Miz, let's talk about the predictions in just a little while.
Yeah.
We also saw Shayna Mac and the other SmackDown superstars come out, talk about coexisting.
On the cutting edge.
On the cutting edge, and it's always nice to see Edge in a WWE ring.
I would have liked to have seen Ellsworth and Edge do the 5-second pose.
Yes. I would have liked to have seen a spear.
Yeah, I would have.
Any sort of spear. I mean, it might have paralysed Edge.
Yeah, it might have paralysed
So we don't really want to see that.
No.
But,
well, one more spear by Edge. Come on, let's face it.
But there was one more thing that we must notice from the cutting edge. So the cutting edge finished and suddenly you hear the music.
Yeah, the Dead Man's music. He came out, he said that WrestleMania will no longer be his legacy.
Will no longer define me.
It's not bad, is it?
No. SmackDown is his home. Survivor Series is where the Dead Man was born. So,
And
he came out and he said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself.
I think we're going to see another Undertaker title run.
I think he was coming towards that because he said, you have nothing to fear unless you lose, then you've got to fear the Dead Man.
Yeah.
And I think if SmackDown lose at Survivor Series, one of them 5 competitors will be his WrestleMania opponent.
I would like to see AJ versus Taker, and I would like to see Taker have the title one more time.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where you go from it with having Taker as a title. I don't know if that's giving it to an older statesman, it's a bit much.
I think it's a bit like giving it to Lesnar when he took it off Cena. He won't fight every week.
He doesn't need
but
to.
He'll hold it and he'll bring prestige to it, so everyone is kicking the shit out of each other.
To get a shot.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about Taker doing that, it will elevate the SmackDown brand, especially with Cena being out.
Yeah.
And what a shame Cena's not going to be there at Survivor Series.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable shame. I'd quite like to see Randy versus Taker one more time.
Bray versus Taker again?
Yeah, Bray versus Taker, or Dean versus Taker.
Dean versus Taker would be amazing.
Or we had twice in a lifetime, so could we have Shane versus Taker again?
Listen, Shane looks in great shape.
Yeah, he does.
Or still.
Yeah.
For a non-competing wrestler, for a guy that probably owns a quarter of the company.
Yeah, at least.
Fair play.
Yeah, fair play to him. And I don't think fans would be disappointed if that did come out and we'd have Shane versus Taker again at WrestleMania.
No.
They put on arguably match of the night at WrestleMania. Shane jumping off Hell in a Cell, nearly paralysing himself. Unbelievable.
Crazy. The tag team division on SmackDown looks a lot more together.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, it's good.
A couple of comedy-ish acts that are there, but we saw them fight all together,
Yeah.
and they looked good together.
Yeah, they looked very good together.
Solid.
Solid together. I've said this in previous weeks, I think the SmackDown brand has more of a tag team division than Raw does.
Well, they showcased 10 tag teams this week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's absurd.
Could Raw do that?
No.
No way.
I'm surprised Raw's managed to scrape together 5 female wrestlers.
Yeah. I'm surprised. They're the only 5 female wrestlers they could scrape
I mean,
together.
they could have had Dana, couldn't they?
Yeah.
And Emelina when she comes back.
But we saw Nikki versus Carmella. These two, this was a bit of a, this is a bit of a risk because they could
Potentially.
hurt each other. They don't like each other. It went to the outside. Charlotte came down, waving her ticket about, sat by ringside, was taunting Nikki, and Nikki just gave her an elbow. They all ganged up on Nikki, and Carmella joined Nikki in the fight. And just for one night only, they have to forget about
They have
the
to
feuds.
coexist.
Yeah.
They have to coexist.
And then all the SmackDown women. But the main point was how easy did Nia Jax just toss Becky Lynch across the arena.
She's, you know what? As we said for a number of weeks now, she is the same as Braun is for the guys. She is the monster of the group. And I actually think that the turning points in both of those matches are going to be get rid of Braun, get rid of Nia.
Yeah.
Then the matches can begin.
Yeah, they can. And unfortunately, I think they'll probably be both the first superstars to go.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
It'll be a shame. I would like to see. I'd like to see both actually stay a bit longer. I'd love to see Nia to be at the end with Charlotte. That'd be interesting.
I think this is, if you cast your mind back to the Authority versus Team Cena.
It's that.
Ryback went out first for Team Cena, and I think both of these superstars will go out
Right.
first for their respective teams.
So, let's run some predictions.
Okay.
So let's go first. Sami Zayn versus Miz, which we imagine pre-show, or will the Cruiserweights be on the pre-show?
Well, we've got the Raw men versus SmackDown men. That's one show.
Yeah.
Tag team, and we've got the
main
main.
show.
That's three. That's Goldberg, Lesnar, main show.
So I think the Cruiserweights will be on the pre-show.
I'd like all 5 matches to be on the main show,
Okay.
and I'd like some, maybe, I don't know.
Okay. So let's go Zayn, Miz. Your prediction first, sir.
It's going to be an insane night. The IC
you're just gonna
title will
bring it
be
to
going
Raw?
back to Raw. And what I wanted to bring up again about the titles was the prestige. The titles. We were talking about last week that Raw didn't really need the IC title, SmackDown needed the IC title. But what we were forgetting was that SmackDown has the main title.
Right.
The Universal title hasn't been elevated yet. No disrespect to Balor or Owens, they haven't elevated it.
Not yet.
Not yet. I think it is because of all this Survivor Series coming up, and maybe it will get elevated. Hopefully it will get elevated, but the main title is on SmackDown, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship.
So you think that the Intercontinental is going to go over to Raw?
Yeah.
So Zayn win. I think it's going to be a Miz win.
Okay.
I think Miz holds on to it. I think Miz is the best heel in the company at the moment. That's what I'm going for.
Okay, I'm just saying it because I think Zayn will bring prestige back to the championship, and I think he will do open challenges every single week. And I think Raw needs a title that has prestige.
And plus Zayn needs a bit of a push. We've been
Yeah.
saying that. So the Cruiserweight Championship. So if the Intercontinental Championship is going to Raw, do you think the Cruiserweight?
I'm going
SmackDown?
with Kalisto for the Cruiserweight title.
Well, I don't think there's going to be a change, and I'm going for the second hero of the night to win, and it's the Brian Kendrick.
Okay, I'm going with Kalisto because I think, unlike Raw, yes, there's the Cruiserweight division, but I think most of the competitors on SmackDown are Cruiserweight, so I think that could be a massive division on SmackDown.
Well, they'll,
They'll have the likes of Dolph Ziggler automatically entered into
right.
it.
All
Miz.
of those people could go in for it, and also in your, I don't know why I'm defending your prediction. I don't know why I'm doing that. But Kalisto will sell a lot more because of his masks.
Yeah.
He is the natural successor to Rey Mysterio.
And if you look back on the ages, look back in the wrestling magazines, natural cruiserweights are luchadors, are Mexican wrestlers.
Right. So far two different predictions.
Yep.
Coming back my way.
So
My way.
now we've got the 3 main matches. I think they'll split the 3 main matches up on the night. I think they'll do one at the start, one in the middle.
So
and
tag team at the start, you think?
tag team at the start. I think women's will be in the middle, and this is interesting. What is your main event?
They're gonna go, I think, men's and then Lesnar Goldberg.
Yeah, I think
Lesnar Goldberg closes
will
it.
close out the show because
Absolutely.
it is fantasy warfare come to life.
Yeah. It's as big as The Rock, Hogan, Lesnar Goldberg.
Or Rock Cena.
Rock Cena, yeah. So firstly, the tag team division. I think that we're gonna. I would like to say that SmackDown are gonna win it. My reservation of that is that Raw has the most over tag team, or the two most over tag teams, which are the New Day and Enzo and Cass. So I think Raw will win it, and I think Enzo and Cass and the New Day will be the last two people there. I think that Gallows and Anderson may get eliminated first by their own tag team. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens.
Yeah.
I'm going Raw all the way for that.
Yeah, I'm going with Raw. Just because Raw has more firepower in the New Day, in Enzo and Cass, and in the club, or whatever they call themselves now. I don't know what they call themselves.
Dr. Evil and Mini-Me.
Yeah, Dr. Evil and Mini-Me.
The Powerpuff Twins, I think they're called. So we move on to the women's division.
Yeah.
And I think that the SmackDown women will work more as a cohesive unit. I know we've spoken about Nia Jax being the defining factor on Raw, and I think Raw have the better women wrestlers. But I think as a unit, SmackDown have that one.
Yeah, I'm going with SmackDown again, because I think although Raw have Sasha, Bayley and Charlotte, but if you look on the other hand, SmackDown have Alexa, Carmella, Nikki and Becky.
But would you be surprised to see Charlotte and Sasha take each other out at some point?
No.
Nia to take out Bayley to be the last wrestler left, and Bayley to manage to win, to beat 2 out of 3, and then get beat at the end by maybe by Becky. You know?
I expect Bayley to be the last one, but I expect Nikki to pick up the win, because I think we'll see Nikki versus Becky feud going forward.
Okay.
Like we said last week, they shake hands in the middle of the ring, they beat the shit out of each other. Two massively over superstars on SmackDown.
And Nikki could be the biggest draw of the women's division, especially with her wrestling improving so much.
How much more will Nikki get Becky over?
And isn't it interesting? I wanted to say this: Charlotte Flair now, not just Charlotte.
Charlotte Flair.
Woo! Woo! She's finally taken that name. It looks like about 2 years after she's come into the WWE, she's been able to take that name. This belt feels so good. I might just wear it around my neck for the last.
You know the saying, to be the man.
Woo! You gotta beat the man.
Yes.
So,
now we come on to the men. We've got Seth Rollins, we've got Roman Reigns, we've got Braun Strowman, we've got Chris Jericho, we've got Kevin Owens colliding with AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt. I'm forgetting the fifth competitor.
and Shane.
And Shane O'Mac. How can I forget Shane O'Mac?
James Ellsworth.
And James Ellsworth as the mascot for SmackDown.
I don't think you can look any further on this than Raw. I think Raw are going to take them apart.
I said what I'd like to happen last week. And I thought about it. I really need that title back. So I'm not going to go with
for a
that
Shield
prediction.
reunion.
No.
I'm telling you, that's what you predict every time, and every time you lose this.
There will be a Shield spot in the match.
Oh yeah, there'll be a double powerbomb at some point.
A triple powerbomb, I think.
Okay.
To probably Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho.
I could see Chris Jericho taking a triple powerbomb.
If there is a Shield reunion, I'd just like to put it out there. I think automatically I should get the point if there's a Shield reunion.
Listen, if there's a Shield reunion, I'm prepared to give you an extra bonus point. If there's a proper Shield reunion, I'm not talking about a triple powerbomb.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a proper Shield reunion.
Yep. But yeah, you can't look further than Raw, because I think SmackDown losing will set up the dead man's WrestleMania opponent. And I think I'm going to go with, I think Shane O'Mac might lose it for SmackDown. I think Shane O'Mac will be the last man standing.
And who do you think is going to get that pin? Kevin Owens?
I'm going to go with the guy.
Roman Reigns?
Yeah. I'm going to go, even though Or it could be Kevin Owens because Kevin doesn't like Shane. But it'd be interesting to see because the 9 other superstars will get cheered, but Roman will obviously get booed.
Right. Well, he'll get. You would have thought he'll get booed, although he's been getting a little bit more over lately. The only reason he's been getting more over lately is
because of Seth,
and because he's not doing anything.
Yeah,
he's not after a title at the moment. He'll get booed again once he's after the world title again.
But I expect Shane to take the pin in this one.
So our final match. So what have we got? So you've gone Raw on that.
I've gone Raw on that. We've both gone SmackDown on. No, we've both gone
SmackDown on the women.
SmackDown on the women and Raw on the tag team. You went Miz, I went Zayn. You went D. Brian Kendrick, I went Kalisto. So who do we go for? Do we go for the Beast? Or do we go for the man he has not conquered yet? Do we go with Goldberg?
So my issue with this is I'm either going to go with the person that I want to win, or I go with the person that I think will win.
Yeah, this is.
I would like to see Goldberg win.
Yeah.
I can't look any further than Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, he systematically destroyed John Cena, The Undertaker, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins, even though Rollins picked up a victory over him. He destroyed them. How a 50-year-old wrestler think he can come back and beat the Beast?
You say he systematically destroyed Cena. Cena was in it. Seth Rollins obviously cost him the second match. He obviously systematically delivered a beatdown on him.
No, he was in it, Cena, but he did take 16 German suplexes.
Yeah, he did. I don't expect Goldberg to take 16.
No, I don't know that his
I
neck
expect
will
him
last
to
out
take the
16 actually. I think that's the thing.
I expect him to take a trip to Suplex City.
Yeah.
And I expect him to stay there.
Yeah.
I expect Brock Lesnar to pick up the win. I expect everything. I expect a jackhammer. I expect a spear in this match.
I think we'll see them. I think we'll see a huge jackhammer because Brock's got great core strength, so he can hold himself up there.
And I think Brock, I'm not going to say he's going to win by an F5. I'm going to say he will win by Camille Lock. I reckon Goldberg will go for another jackhammer and he'll just latch onto the arm.
And I think it will set up for another match. I think we haven't seen the last of these two fighting.
How unbelievable will it be if Brock wins at the Royal Rumble against KO and we see Goldberg versus Brock for the title at WrestleMania?
Yeah, it'll be the rubber match.
Yeah, because it will be 1-1.
Yeah.
But once again, we are Smacktalking Amigos. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter, and you can obviously find us on YouTube.
And please try and share as much as you can because we really would like to keep on doing this. It's our 10th episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Peace.
Peace.